Hey folks, I'm back with another track guide, this time in the Formula 1600 Rookie Series. We're at Laguna Seca for week 1. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you find it useful. If you do, please do give it a like. Please do subscribe for more of this kind of thing. Drop me a comment down below if you've got any questions or queries about driving the F1600. Have a good one, and hopefully I'll see you out there on the track. Cheers. Alright, so that's break down our lap at Laguna Seca in the Formula Ford. It's week 1 of season 223. We're in normal race conditions for the week. And you'll notice that we're keeping it tight to the left initially. And then as we approach our braking zone, we're coming out to the right and we're trying to straighten up the car a bit. We don't really want to be coming out at a massive angle. And we want to move out to the right-hand side of the track. But if we go onto the dirt here by the foreboard, then we're going to get an off track. We need to just hold back a little bit and aim more towards this line in front of us. And that's really going to be, when the tyres are warm, that will be our braking point. On the first lap or so, you're going to want to brake more towards the foreboard just to stop the car from locking up. We're braking downhill, so we need to take that into account. The car's going to be a little bit lighter. It's going to take a little bit longer to slow down. So we're braking hard in a straight line, and then we sort of maneuver the car in more towards the middle of the track. We're at full threshold braking at the moment, and we're going to come down to second. Now, you can come down to first, but I find, if you get a good run at this and it's clean, you can pull away in second really strongly here. Now, notice that I'm pointing right towards the first apex. This is a 2 apex corner. This is the first of them. We want to be nice and tight here. And we're coming out of the brakes now. And we're out of the brakes. By the end of that curb, we've turned the car around. We're already on the gas before we hit this curb. And we're building up nicely. And we're going to keep it in second here. There's no point going up to third. We're going to hit top revs just as we want to. Come towards the one board. And just before we run out of the blue and white hatching on the left-hand curb, we're going to dab the brake relatively lightly, sort of 25-30%, as we start our turn in, and we're going to turn in gently. If we turn in too hard here, the rear's going to come out. We need to initiate the turn in quite gently and build it up. And we're out of the brake and we're on the gas before we hit the apex. We're building it up quite gently. It's very easy to run out of track here. All right, for turn 4, we are going to turn in again just before the end of the blue and white on the left-hand curb. We're using all of the curb, and then we're going to turn in. We're going to come out of the gas and brake again incredibly lightly, lighter than before. I'm barely touching the brake, and we need to be tight to that inside curb, or again we're going to run out. We're going to run out of exit curb. So we're moving straight over to the right-hand side for turn 5. This is a much heavier braking zone for us. And early in the race, when the tyres are cold, you're going to want to brake around about this white line that precedes the 2 board. But once your tyres are warm and you're in good shape, you can push that braking zone back towards the 2 board. We're going to brake heavily until the end of the curbing. And then we're going to draw out the brake. We're down to 3rd gear. And as we're drawing out the brake, we're initiating that turn in. And that's really going to help prompt the car to rotate, to make it want to rotate. And the most important thing about this corner is A, that we're really tight to the curb. And B, we're taking quite a late apex, which means our closest approach to the curb is going to happen after this red no-cut brick here. And the reason we want to do that, you see we're following that curb out. The reason we want to do that is because we don't want to miss this curbing here. It's very, very easy. If you apex too soon on that corner, you can end up pushing out onto the dirt before this curbing starts. And that's going to give you all kinds of problems. We don't want that. So we're keeping it in 3rd. We're pushing up the hill as hard as we can. And we're looking towards this 2 board. Now, just after the 2 board, there is a very prominent dark tyre mark just on the white line and the curbing there. We're going to use that as our prompt to come out of the gas, dab the brakes, and then tip the car in gently to the left. And we want to dart our eyes between this bit of curbing here and then to the inside. We want to be able to see the red no-cut brick that's about to appear. So we dabbed the brakes, we've tilted the car in, and we're going to already be back on the gas and pushing towards that no-cut brick there. It's very important to not miss that bit of inside curb, otherwise you're just going to run out wide. And not steer too hard on that initial turn in, otherwise the back's going to break away. So we're on the left-hand side of the curbing, but we're looking up to the right at the 3 board. That's going to be our braking marker, and we want the car to be pointing towards that at this point. And then as the curbing starts on the right, we're heavily into the brake. We need to be careful because we're on the brow of a hill, so when we brake the brow, the car's going to get light, so we need to make sure that we're not too close to our threshold braking zone, otherwise we risk the tyres locking up at this point. So we need to be careful there. We're keeping the car over to the right at the moment, but we're watching that inside curb on the left because we need to hit that. We're down to 2nd, and now that we're down to 2nd, we're going to start drawing out the brake and then initiating our turn in. And that action of drawing out the brake and increasing the steering angle on the wheel is going to prompt the car to want to turn. It's going to want to turn in for us. So here it comes. And we really, really hit this inside curb. And this is super important for us, because what we want to do is, you see these 2 groups of trees here. We've got 2 trees on the left, 1 tree to the right. We're aiming the car sort of down the middle of that slot, and that's going to keep us on the track. So here we are. And then we hit that curb. And notice how I came out of the gas a bit there. When you go down the chute there, the car's going to get super, super light. You're going to lose traction and the wheels are going to want to spin up. And if you've got a lot of steering angle when it's doing that, when the car lands, compresses and grips up again, that's when the car breaks away and you can do a donut there. So coming out of the gas there, even by 30%, just as the car's really light, helps to keep it stable and secure. Really important for that bit. So now we're going to take the car back out to the right again. We're getting up to 3rd gear and we're watching this curbing on the right. And we're just changing gear now. And as the blue and white curbing runs out, we're going to drop out of the gas. We're going to start our turn in, and we're already looking to the inside curb. We can see that no-cut brick. We're out of the gas. We're just letting the car turn. And then we're building up the gas again. We want to be back in the gas nice and heavily there. Again, incredibly easy to run out of track if you're not careful. So over to the left, we're going to start our braking by the 2 board. And we're going to brake in a straight line. We're only going to brake quite lightly for a period of time. And then as we get closer to the 1 board, we're going to initiate our turn in. Hit this inside curb and then build up the gas. If you go for the gas too early there, you're on the gravel. So over to the right, 2 board is our target. Heavy braking. Full threshold braking. We're down to first gear. And then as the blue and white curbing is starting to run out, we can then start really pulling out of the brake quite quickly and initiating our turn in, creating that rotation that we need in the car. You've got to find the balance because it's very easy to over rotate, but the best position we want to be in is to be on the gas right as we are right now, just as we're approaching the apex, and then we can really push down to the line for hopefully a nice solid fast lap. There's definitely more time on the table here. A lot of the time is going to be won and lost around turn 1 and then down through the back section of the track. It's quite difficult to get the consistency up, but it comes with time if you keep pushing, keep trying. Don't forget to download my ghost car. I hope you guys found this useful. If you did, give it a like. Please do subscribe. Drop a comment down below. Let us know how you're getting on with your racing this week. And don't forget to check out the website, findingspeed.com. You can download my ghost car and see what else I'm up to there. Alright, thanks folks. Have a really good week of racing and I'll see you next time. Cheers.